I have a great treat for you today. I'm speaking with Eldar. I met him, I think, about last year, but I've been following him longer than that. He creates templates and courses for an app that I use, basically, or I used to use. And I've always been interested in how he works, the way he kind of does his videos, the simplicity of them. And after this conversation, I found out he is a minimalist, and we're pretty much alike. And it kind of freaked me out a little bit how alike we were. But anyway, hopefully you enjoy the conversation. Here it is. But what have you been up to today?
Just answering a bunch of emails. I spend like 60% of my time in my email client. So,
Oh yeah, and
and
you're using
I do
Hey,
all the
right?
creative work during the night. So,
Yeah, but you do have Hey, but do you use that for work or not? Not really,
I use Hey for everything these days.
right?
And I actually connected my custom domain finally. I didn't like the Hey for work. It's not what I wanted, but the
Right.
custom domain support, which we just added like a couple of weeks ago, yeah, I'm using that as well.
From my understand, when the custom domain thing or work came out, I added my MacJunkie domain to it,
Okay.
and it works really well. But then I found I didn't actually know what I wanted to do, so I deleted it. I was like, okay, well, I don't really need it, so won't bother with it. But I went back to it 2 or 3 days ago.
You mean like Hey or
Custom
MacJunkie?
domains, the custom domains. I
Okay.
already have, my hey.com. I still have it.
Okay.
So I went back to it, but I don't think it's actually any different to because I think the
Yeah,
name
I
has
think they even
changed.
rebranded the Hey for Work into Hey for Domains, and yeah, I mean that's fine with me. I just need email address. This is my name. I was paying for Google for years,
Right.
and finally, like I switched to Hey. I wasn't. I mean, it's a long story. I'm not sure if we have time to talk about it, so maybe
Go for
someday.
it. It's a conversation. So we're not talking
Yeah, but
about
I mean, like,
anything.
I was kind of enjoying Hey, but I mean, I do prefer Apple Mail, honestly. I
Right.
think I watched a few of your videos, older videos about how you do email,
Yeah.
and my workflow was pretty much similar to what you had in Apple Mail like years ago, I think.
Yeah.
And it's very clean. Only have emails which really like I need to do something to like reply or maybe do some task or whatever. And I was inbox zero guy, I guess. But this Hey, I mean, it was a little bit more complicated than I wanted, but I then gave it another try. And these days, thanks to their new like Hey World, for example, I'm
Yeah.
starting to use it more as my newsletter. And it's much better than the regular newsletters I used before because I don't care about statistics, all that stuff.
No.
I don't want to track anybody. No, none of my websites using tracking, Google Analytics or anything. I don't care about this. For business, maybe not good, but for me as a person, that's totally fine. So yeah, I'm using Hey, and I was paying like 60 or something dollars to Google. Actually, I think it was $6 per month. It's like more
Per
than
month.
$60 per year. I was paying to Google just to have my custom domain email, and I'm not actively using it. Actually, I'm using like my Hey or my Apple Mail more. But since they added custom domains, I moved from Google, and for now, it means that Hey, my personal Hey email will only cost me like $20 per year more
Right.
because of their pricing. A little bit complicated. I don't know if you've
Yeah. I
seen
mean, this is what I wanted to talk about because they've obviously there's things going on in Basecamp, and I think
that.
that's kind of caused the issue with the not the no simplicity thing that they're doing right now, because
Yeah,
with Basecamp, the product, it's $100. That's it. End of story. As many
yeah,
users,
yeah,
and then they did the Hey.com pricing, and it's like do this and that, and maybe this and more for this and more. that annoys me. That annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have a 3-letter, right? So that's costing me $350 a year. But I realized I don't actually need it. Because of this branding that I did, I thought, well, I just have a hey.com because I wanted hey, and they didn't have custom domains, so I didn't do it. So I just said, well, I just use my hey.com. But now I've realized I don't need to spend $350 a year for email. It's silly.
Sure. Yeah.
So this is where I'm going to write a post about this. But this is where I think they've kind of unsimplified things, and they're losing money, because if I have to pay 350 euros, that email is mine forever, right? It's
Yeah,
yours
yeah,
forever. That's the whole thing. So I could just stop that and forward it to my custom domain,
Yeah,
and they're
exactly.
losing out. So if they said, I know the reasons why they came out with it, the vanity thing. I mean, it's not a vanity thing. That's my name, for good.
Exactly.
It's not as if I'm going to sell it, or, oh, look at me, I'm Ferrari at Hey or whatever. But I realize why they did it, but I think they're kind of done it wrong. I mean, if they said, listen, we'll charge you 99, I'll keep it. But I don't need it. The only difference between what I've noticed, the only difference between the two products, again, they're just complicating it. You can have something on this, but not on this and this. So the Hey for Work, the domains one, you can have, you can collaborate. But the thing in there that you could easily put into the hey.com email is the collections. I was missing the collections. Now, people would say to me, well, you don't do folders. Why do you want collections? Well, they're actually quite handy for certain things, for certain projects or whatever. And I wanted that in my hey.com, and I didn't get it. So with hey.com, you get Hey World, but not collections. And in the other one, you get collections, but not Hey World. And that's just complicated.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
make one product and say you can add a domain, $5 a month per domain.
Exactly.
How hard
Yeah.
is that? They've just really.
I mean, I guess you know better. You know the team maybe better, but I mean, why they would? I guess there is some reason there, because they look like they are very smart guys and they have their strategy. So I guess there is some reason behind it, or maybe they overcomplicated something from the beginning, so it's
Right.
difficult to restructure now. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it's more to do with that. I think they thought of it in a different way, i.e., Hey Work, because
Yeah,
work
yeah.
people wanted it. But no, everyone wanted just a domain added to their. Just
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just irritating, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You want
And by the way, about the 3-letter, your email, I was thinking about it as well. Like, if you pay once, like you said, it's your forever. But do you need to pay like 350 every year to
yes.
keep using it? Why don't you just switch to some other email and then just forward it, like you
That's
said?
what I'm
Maybe,
doing.
yeah. I mean, after 1 year,
Yeah.
so you still have your email address. I guess outgoing email address will be different when you
Yes,
reply.
but that's
I guess you
fine.
can't reply from that. But other than that, I think that's a bit strange, the
This
pricing
is
there.
going back to what I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks about owning your audience. But owning your audience is the same as owning your data. Now, I've been telling people for years, stop using. In Holland here, we have Access for All, and we have iCloud and whatever. They're not your domains. So the company could say, well, we're going to change the way we work, and then you're screwed with that email. So I was kind of a bit stupid because I didn't really adhere to my own advice by getting a hey.com email address, but I wanted it because I wanted to try out its Basecamp. They're not going anywhere. It's different to what I was explaining. However, yeah, you have this problem. I have this problem now. If I want to leave, I'll keep it, but I can't send as. Well, that's not a huge deal, but it is a problem.
Yeah,
But they're
yeah.
shooting themselves in the foot as well by losing money, because they could still get $100 a year from me, because I would pay it, but I wouldn't pay $350. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah,
And it's a
yeah.
shame because now there was 2 or 3 people that wanted my email, the KIA. Luckily, I got there first because I was on the early
Hmm.
adopter thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's a shame for them because now I don't really need it or want it, but they can't have it. You know,
Maybe
so it's
they will put some like system of reselling your name or whatever. I
well,
guess.
I don't want to do that because
Obviously you don't want to do that, but
yeah,
I mean, I see that they develop like, hey world. I don't think it was planned or anything,
no,
so that's why maybe they have some long term planning is not in place, so they kind of make plans on the fly, and this is why they have to structure this so strangely sometimes. But yeah, I mean, hey, I am going to extend it. I mean, $100 plus $20 now because of the custom
right.
domain.
And
But
but
I'm
that's only
only
because you are an early adopter. All new people don't get
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right.
But I mean, the biggest reason, 2 reasons why I'm extending is because of Hey World, as I'm trying to use it as for my newsletter maybe, and obviously the custom domain, which was kind of more than half the price, was going to Google every year for many years anyway. So I
Yeah.
prefer to pay Basecamp. And like I said, I mean, the only downside for me, if I had a name like you, I would probably use my personal domain for everything.
Yeah.
But I have a bit longer name, so
Right.
hey, Eldar@hey.com looks much cleaner and better on my websites and everywhere. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean, even it's only been like 2 or 3 days since I've moved over, and it's annoying typing my domain instead of hey.com.
Mhm.
So I know the issue because my full name is Kianush, which is much longer. I don't use it professionally, no reason, just because it's
Mhm.
longer. So KIA is the first 3 letters that I use. In fact,
Mhm.
I've got a blog post about why I'm called
I
it's
I
called for me.
read about your name, so it's pronouncing. I should pronounce it K.
K, yeah.
Okay, okay.
It's a long
Yes.
story. I'll put a link in the
I read
description for
your
you.
blog post about it actually a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I did. I wrote. I've actually on my about page. I've put pronounced K. It's a long story, and it's a link to the blog post because so many
Yeah.
people ask me. So I
I
thought
read
I'll
it
just
on
tell.
your circle, whatever, what
Yeah,
this
in a circle.
platform, because I was always like kind of curious about this self like closed communities type of platforms. And when I saw you do this circle, I was like, wow, that sounds interesting. I checked their pricing, their everything. I checked all of your features because kind of thinking something like that for me. But at the end of the day, I wasn't sure how it really would benefit. I
Well,
guess.
I've been wanting to do a community for a long time because of what I do. For what you
Mhm.
do, doing your themes and your courses and stuff, community is
Mhm.
kind of vital. It's something that you
Mhm.
should definitely look at, which is what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me and what I do, I've tried it many times and it hasn't worked. But there's the reasons why it hasn't worked, mostly my own personal fault. But because of what I do, it's not. I don't think it's going to work as well. So I've tried it a third time, and I'm going to shelve it again. But
Mm.
what I've noticed is that a lot of people, obviously, they're using Slack, but they're also using
Mhm.
Discord. It's quite
Yeah.
interesting. I was talking to a few people about it, and Discord is free, unlimited. You can do the server nitro thing or whatever, but you don't actually have to. And I know quite a few communities using Discord because it's free, because you can live stream on it, because you can do audio things. And so that might
Mhm.
be something to look at.
Yeah, I looked through Discord many times actually. It's evolving, becoming this community go-to solution for many. Because I don't like Facebook, I don't have Facebook like Instagram, anything like that. So Discord was I was like taking a look at Telegram. These days, some
Yeah.
people do Telegram, but I didn't want to be like kind of in the chatting application. Discord is more like a Slack, I guess,
Yes.
compared to Telegram. But at the end of the day, I'm still doing email most of the time. I mean, I enjoy email because it gives me this personal feel, and it's just like exhausting, really, because I have so many people email me every day, and I enjoy talking to people, but I really want in the long term to rebuild this. And I mean, I'm looking at you as an inspiration. Maybe you have
Wow,
some cool
thank you.
setup which I can use for my business sometime.
You know, I love email as well. I love it. I think it's the best communication thing it is, and I know you have your email organized as well, simplified, because that's who you are. That's what you do. We're kind of similar in that respect.
Hmm.
And I don't think, and this is the reason why I think I'm going to stop with Circle, because I found myself, again, it goes back to owning your audience.
Hmm.
My information was on my website, so why am I pushing them away to go somewhere else? There's no point to that. So that was one idea. The other idea is no one's interacting, and people love email. People have got to email. Everyone has email, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
why am I going somewhere else to do it? And then Elizabeth Pampalone, which I did, which I was had a conversation with. She runs a membership site, and it
Hmm.
does really well. And she said it depends on your lifestyle whether you can do it. And I thought, yeah, I can do it. I got all the time in the world. I can do it, but it's difficult even if you've got all the time in the world, because people then have to, it's your members have to go somewhere else for that
Yeah.
information. Why don't they just go to your website? Why don't they? So going back to Hey World, I'm going to even stop doing that, because obviously I'm going to get rid of my Hey. Again, own your audience. I want my stuff, my data, my content in my own place, in my own house. So again, everything's back. I mean, everything, I didn't move anything, but everything's on my website.
Hmm.
So there's one domain, everyone goes to it. And if you want me, you press contact and you email me. And
Hmm.
that's kind of, I found the best way. And because it's been like that forever.
Yeah.
However, I still think a community thing is good, but you need to make it as simple as possible,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But again, do people have time to go to another social network, as it were, your own social network, to do
Exactly.
that information, to do that thing? Now, if you were big and you had hundreds of thousands of people, yes, for sure. You ain't going to do that by email.
Hmm. Yeah.
How many
Sure.
emails do you get, do you think, per day, per week, whatever?
Uh, I mean, I do reply like 30 emails per day, maybe.
Wow, that's
But the
crazy.
thing is, I don't, even before Hey, I don't get a lot of newsletters. I never sign up to anything unless it is like really something important for me.
Right,
And if somebody emails me without kind of my consent, I would block them in my Apple Mail or whatever.
right,
It is kind of similar to Screener we have in Hey, and I never hear from them again. But yeah, I mean, I mostly talk to like people, and that's fine for me. But I guess, I mean, I'm still in the process of figuring out the whole like system, the whole community, because I'm part of a bigger community. Like
right.
there is a blogs community. If
That's
you
right.
heard about it, there are like
Yeah,
thousands of people there, and I'm the active member there. But like for my own community, if I would make it, like you said, it should be very simple. And
yeah,
I watched your video showcasing how to use your circle, and I was confused. Why would you do that? Because
yeah.
if there are so many rules where you can put something here, then you can put something here. That's not very,
Well,
very good for.
yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. This is the reason why I was like, why am I using this?
Yeah.
What's the benefit for me? I always look at benefit for me. You have to be selfish to a certain degree, right? The benefit for you, why am I using a tool, whatever it is, whether it's a service or tool, or, whatever. And
Hmm.
I looked at that. That's why I was like, why am I doing this? Exactly what you said.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
think a community is definitely, I mean, for you, again, because you do courses, So rather than getting them in emails and replying to the same kind of question within 3 different emails or 4 different emails or whatever per day, you could even make a video. You could
Yeah.
post it up
Well,
somewhere on your
that's why I
website.
make courses actually in my YouTube channel. Like I have a couple of channels. Before I was still doing email, helping people via email, like communicating via email. And then because I answer the same questions most of the time, I started to do videos, free tutorials and stuff like that. And then it evolved in paid courses because like I can't put like hundreds and hundreds of videos, just like it should be
Sure.
structured somehow.
Yeah.
So this is how I came to do these courses. And yeah, I mean, these days my emails are not very long unless people ask me to provide some technical help with their web design project, or sometimes I just need to get to my Mac because I like to use my iPad for email and everything.
Right.
But when I get the emails which require me to use my Mac, because the web design program I use is only for the Mac, so one of the reasons why I still can't use my iPad for everything. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you're
email,
one of these iPad
I
people, aren't you? Rather than Mac, you're kind of more iPad.
it was more like that like a couple of years ago. I mean, obviously for the blogs for the web design app, I need to use Mac.
Yeah.
But since Apple Silicon and M1, I feel a lot of great benefits using this device compared to the Intel one. So iPad is still my favorite device. I enjoy it more, the touching, the emails and everything. But uh, like I do use a Mac more now
Right.
because of the M1, the battery life, the quiet performance, what I enjoyed always with my iPad.
It's funny, before the M1 was announced, I was really considering getting the big iPad because my Mac was just annoying me. I had a 2013 MacBook Pro Retina. And I loved that machine. It was one of my favorite machines and it was great. But then, you know, when you use your phone, you're thinking, wait, this does faster than this? What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm just going to get an iPad. And I was very close to buying one. And then there were rumors started coming out. I was like, wait, let me just deal with the fan for now. And I've replaced the battery on that about 3-4 times myself. And the second user batteries are never that good. And then when they announced it, I was like, okay, I got to jump ship. I got to do it. And
Yeah, yeah.
these M1s are amazing. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, for
They are
sure.
so good.
I mean, they put it in the iPad these days, but I mean, even my iPad, Apple Silicon, I guess, similar to what I have inside my M1 MacBook, is like it's almost how old is it? Like 2.5 years old, and it's still running like new. My iPad,
Right.
and I expect my MacBook to be the same because I mean, I replaced the top of the line 16-inch MacBook Pro, which I only had for 1 year. This MacBook Air, M1 MacBook Air, which also has only 8 gigs of RAM compared to 16 I had on the MacBook. And I never like even remembered any time when I don't remember any time I was having some troubles or anything. And for me, I don't know if you noticed that or not, I had always some problems with connecting external displays, so touch bar was freezing and stuff like that. This
Yeah.
M1, I don't have any problems like that. So
No, I mean, I had the Air. It died after 3 weeks.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah, and then I just, rather than wait to get it repaired, I said, "Can I upgrade? Because I'm here." So I did, but I wish I kept the Air.
Really? Why? I wonder.
It's made more solidly. It's actually a different machine, whereas the Pro is the same machine as the old Pro. So
I see.
my one makes noises. It creaks sometimes. You know, I don't know. I've heard the fan once when I was doing. I was using Descript, you know, the transcription thing, and it does optimizing and uploading, and that's the only time I hear the fan. I'm editing videos and audio and making music and nothing. This thing, I mean, it's just screams. It's so pleased, and they're made
Yeah.
so simply as well, which is really cool. But what's your what I want to try to understand, because you are into simplicity. I don't know if you're into minimalism. I guess they're different things. But what's your work day like? Like when you're working, you talk about your emails and you have your workflow. Obviously, you said Hey hasn't really changed your workflow much. Is that correct?
It's actually, yeah, it didn't change a lot because I never had any problem with email. I
No.
never
Right.
had any like, I understand the benefits, but I used and still use Hey because I like the maybe philosophy a little bit. I like privacy focused applications.
Right. Yeah.
Privacy is a big thing, and I am the minimalist, like very minimalist, and I don't talk about that as much as I want to, but I have a long list of videos I want to make on this minimalist topic, and like I Hey did not change the way I work, but
I think it just tidied things up a little bit, because there
I
is a lot of things in
think
Hey you can't do.
it's actually a little bit more complicated now because of Hey, my
Yeah, you
workflow.
think?
Because
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
like I don't know if you understand what video I'm talking about, but you were showing your Apple Mail setup and it was so clean. I have a little
Yeah.
bit more folders than you in my Apple Mail, but it was so clean. And uh, I mean, in Hey, I guess you can use this image cover, the new feature they added recently. I don't really like it. It's
No.
strange for me, but I don't get this refreshment when I finish with my emails the same way I was like doing this Apple Mail. And I mean, these days I'm actually trying to switch my workflows a little bit because I'm doing fine. I'm minimalist and everything, but I have a big problem because I can't turn off my head most of the time. I'm working 24/7 every
Yeah.
day without the weekdays, day offs. All days are weekdays for me.
Yeah.
But thing is, I'm flexible, so I can talk to you right now in the middle of the
Yeah.
day without any like pre-scheduling because I know that I can work like all night, for example, and that's not good for my health, mental health.
It's not good for
I
your
know it's
relationship either. I wonder
true.
what your wife is saying.
So yeah, I'm always home these days,
Yeah.
so it's not by choice. I would prefer to travel more. I did travel a lot before pandemic,
Right.
but
But you work for yourself. So where are you traveling to? To clients?
I had a lot of work. I have business actively working with different. I've been to Amsterdam many times as well,
Right.
Netherlands, and I work from home right now. But what I'm doing now was my hobby a couple of years ago. Right now, it's my
Right.
business
Okay.
and everything, but it was never intended to be my main job. Never. So
Right. Right. Right.
kind of evolved, but it's not like I want to do this forever. But I always explore new opportunities. I have so many goals, so many projects, and just not enough time. And
It's
I'm at fault for that
but
because
okay.
how I organize my work.
Let me give you some advice from an old man.
Okay.
You're way younger than I am. I'm 52. You are in your early 30s, I guess.
32.
32, early 30s, right. So when I would, sounds so weird, it's like granddad saying, when I was your age, I too actually, I mean, I still have some goals. I'm not saying I don't have goals, but when I was younger, mid 20s, even younger than that, I was always hustling, looking for different work, different jobs, different things.
Mhm.
I've been doing so many different jobs, worked for myself many times. But the older I've found myself, and I actually had a discussion with my friend about this a few days ago,
Mhm.
is that I've kind of given up, not on the dream, but on the hustle part of it. So when like you, and I love the fact. So we had this conversation because like, are you free? Yeah, I'm free. Let's do it. And I love that, and that's what I do. So when people say, so I didn't know that of you actually, but when people say, when should we meet? I always say, no, I'm always free. When should we meet? And you're the same. It seems
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
which is
I'm
great.
always
Which is
busy / free.
right, exactly. I'm always thinking of things. I'm always busy, but I always can make time, and it's just a fantastic way of living, actually.
Yeah.
Because what I've been saying is that work should be accidental to your life, and if your life you enjoy doing the things, it's not work. It's just stuff you do, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I would be careful of having too much to do, because I think you will then go, oh, I didn't do that, and then you'll have a negative effect you know what I mean? I don't have to, I have a to-do list, but I don't have goals in that to-do list. There's only one goal I have right now, and that's to get the Cybertruck, and that's it, right? Other than that, there are no goals. and not get, knocked over by a bus, obviously. But there are no goals. And I think because before I did put goals down, I did have these things. I did put pictures of houses and stuff, right? But then I was like, I didn't get it, and I'm now annoyed, Not now, but, then. So I'm not telling you what to do, but that was my experience. So I would be careful of that. Because you are a minimalist. I'm not a minimalist. I'm a tech minimalist. Some people call me tech communist, but I'm a simplifier, I guess. Simple. I used to say the word simpleton, but that means something bad in England, so I won't say that. But yeah, I don't think I'm a minimalist. I like to have. Minimalism doesn't really mean have nothing. Minimalism means, I think, more to do with be intentional with what you have. But that's not me, unfortunately. It hasn't been me for many, many years. So for me, it's more to do with how can I make my life easier, right? How can I make things simpler? How can I get rid of distractions and so on? So, but you're a minimalist. So for you to have this list and then something not happening on that list,
But
I'm worried for you.
I
I'm
mean,
there for you.
it's not like I am pressuring myself,
No,
giving
of
me
course.
stress or anything. It's because, I mean, I just want to kind of, if you're doing one thing for too long, you're
Yes.
getting too comfortable and the progress is stopping. So I want to kind of evolve maybe over time. And I mean, the list, it's not like I put it in front of my bed and like every time. It's helping me to remember what I want to do in the long term. And
Right.
basically, I can tell you what it is. I want to do less work related to my web design, to my courses, templates, because it's all about web design right now. And
Right.
that's fine. I love helping people like build websites and stuff like that. But I also like minimalism a lot. I like tech. I mean, I had many tech related blogs like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I occasionally do like YouTube videos about tech. And it's just helping me kind of stay away from web design, because when you're always thinking about the same thing, it's getting boring. And not boring like I'm okay, if it makes me money, I will do that anyway. I need to support my family and everything. But still, if there is no enthusiasm in the work I do, I can feel that I'm doing less, not that good job, let's say that. So
I understand. Yeah. I mean, with me, I've always been in tech. I've been in tech for 30 odd years. I mean, I've always been in tech. I remember when I was about 7 or 8, my father giving me pocket money, which was nothing.
mhm.
And instead of going to buy sweets, I would go to the hardware store and buy cables and lights and stuff.
Mhm.
So I've always enjoyed that kind of stuff. So I'm lucky as hell to doing what I do because I don't see it as work. So I've just changed my website header because people are like, what do you do? So I was like, okay, well, how do I explain it? What do I usually say to people? So so I changed my header to, I waste time on tech so you don't have to. It's basically what I do. And so it kind of enables me to do what I want to do, and people pay me money for it because they can't do that. They don't have the time for that. So I'm incredibly lucky. No, not lucky. I've worked hard for it, but I've been lucky in the sense that I've been able to do that, you know. And like you say, trying to find that is very difficult. But I think if you're into minimalism and tech and stuff, tech minimalism, which is what I do.
But I mean, like it's maybe more. I guess you provide. I don't know exactly what you do, but you provide some consulting services, I believe.
Yeah.
And but what I've seen of your work, it's your videos about tech, about minimalism, tech minimalism. But as I understand, your main like source of income is actually helping clients directly and getting
Yes.
paid for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wonder. I think you've done some courses as well before, right? I think
I
I saw
called them
something on your
courses,
website
but
before.
yeah, no. Yes,
No.
I wanted to. So I attempted to. And I was like, you know what? I half asked it, to be honest, because I was like, this isn't, my heart isn't in it. Because I think with what I do with tech minimalism, you have to work with someone. If you give them a course to do it, with you is different because there's an end goal, right? You want to build a website. So it's a lot easier for that kind of product. For me, no, I can't create something. You've watched the videos, so it helped you. So that's different because a lot of people still come back to me and say, I can't move these emails. I just, can you do it for me? So I prefer to work one-on-one because I've always done that throughout my career. So yeah, coaching, consulting, I guess, you know, and it works really well. But yeah, it's different. I think it's with what you do, being able to create courses, and when I tried to create courses, it was like, this ain't right.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I would prefer to like give away all of the tutorials, all of the videos I do for free to as many people as I want, to be honest. But I need to kind of separate the free content and paid courses. There are two reasons. First of all, for me, because if I have decided to do this as my business, so I need to make money. But also, if people pay for something and not like much, but still, if they pay something, they are much. The possibility of them finishing the course and watching the videos is much higher. So,
Yes.
and I noticed that people do put much more effort when they pay for something. But some people watch for like, to be honest, like for this online education and courses, I tell my wife as well, like all the time, if you want to learn something, you don't need to buy courses. All of the
No.
information is out there on
Yes.
YouTube or whatever, some bloggers. But it's about like, structuring it maybe better. And for me, courses is not a big part of my business. Like website design and templates is bigger, but yeah, I mean, I enjoy kind of feeling that I'm helping people in some way, and
I think you're right about the pricing thing because I always say free is never good, right?
yeah, for both
Not quite
parts.
true, but generally free is not good in the sense as exactly as you said it. People don't value it, so it's like you go to a website and they say, "I've got this plan, blah blah blah. Give me your email." Well, you get
Yeah.
the thing, and the thing doesn't really mean anything. So you don't put no emphasis into reading that or trying to learn from what it is, and then you unsubscribe. So what's the point of it? So I try not to do those things because that's what happened to me. These courses that I had, I call them guides now. They're all free on my website. They were give me your email and I'll send you them. They're 5, so over 5 days. One, there's no different to just let me watch them, right? Or I started charging for them. A few people bought them, but then they don't really, So
Yeah.
I can't be bothered with it. Whereas I'd rather just give out the information, and if you need
Yeah.
the help to do it, then I will help you do it, and I charge you for it.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of the circle was to get people interested in the content, where you can comment and stuff. But again, it's just going to another social network, and people are fed up with that. So that's why I'm kind of stopping that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious where you will end up with your setup and community and newsletters and like the products, free products, like paid products, because I mean, like, it's not like exactly what I want to do, but in the long term, I mean, I want to talk about. I have like I said, I have so many like a video. I even have all the scripts and everything. My minimalist iPhone setup. I actually recorded it a couple of times already, but I wasn't happy.
Right.
But I just don't have time to like really produce good quality videos. But
Okay, so let me put it this way, because you're a perfectionist, and I can tell, because you're exactly the same as me. I can tell. One perfectionist to another, I can tell. But why don't you like those videos? I mean, you like my videos, right? Be perfectly honest. Perfectly honest.
It's a different type of video, because
Right.
this is the problem. I think this is the problem you should solve for your business as well. Is that, like I said, your videos are, for me, when I watch them, because I understand your values and kind of like-minded as you are, and for me it was kind of entertainment, because
Right.
most of the, I mean, basically everything you say in your videos I already know, and it
No.
is similar in my workflow, and I was just like put it on my iPad and doing some other work and hearing, oh really, he does the same as me, oh that's cool.
Yeah.
But would I pay for something like that? No. So
No.
I want to do something similar, but I couldn't charge for kind of entertainment, which is not funny, but just sharing.
Understand.
I guess some kind of YouTube or podcast maybe would make, YouTube channel or podcast would make sense for that. But then I would rely on advertisement to make money, and I mean, it's not exactly
I
my
mean,
favorite, unless I make like really reach a lot of people. Then YouTube or podcasts really make sense.
yeah.
But
The thing with
I
going to advertising, I've never ever wanted to be get money from advertising. Affiliate, I still feel a bit weird having affiliate links on my website, because the way I see it is that I only talk about products, apps that I use, or I have used, or I think are good for somebody else. Doesn't mean, just because I don't use it doesn't mean it's not good. And if you use my link, maybe I'll get some, a couple of bucks or whatever. But I don't put the affiliate link in there, or I don't make a video because I want people to click that link, right? So advertising has been the scourge of the internet, to be honest. I don't mind advertising. We all need to advertise to get people in. But the way it's done, people making content because of the advertising, I think that's wrong. And that's why I didn't want to be on YouTube. I took it off. I don't want anything to do with YouTube. I don't want anything to do with Google, but I used YouTube to watch stuff, but I have ad blockers and stuff, and I don't want to put my stuff on now. I don't want to be part of that machine, right? So then my thought was, okay, how can I make money? I have to pay rent. I do well with my consulting and stuff, so it's not a problem. But then I see everyone doing courses and stuff, and I'm like, well, let's do a course, let's do a paid newsletter, let's do. So I've tried these things, but going back to simplicity, they're just too complicated for not just for me, but for the client, but mainly for me. Like I've always said, when you're on a plane and the plane's about to crash, they always say, put your mask on first. You have to look after yourself first before you can help others. And that's the way I see it. If the product, if what I'm doing isn't as simple, then it's not as simple for the client. So I got to make it simple before. So again, going back to own your audience, everything's back on my website, because you just go to one website, everything is there. Podcast, blah, blah, everything. And it's all free. But then why shouldn't I make money from that? And I'm in a master's group, a Slack master's group with another community. And this discussion came up about, should we ask for donations? Now, very good thing, because someone put buymecoffee.com. And I have those. I use one for my gaming, and I set one up for myself. And I was like, well, it devalues your consulting and coaching, and it's kind of silly. But the general consensus was, there's no reason why you can't put it at the bottom of your email. You got a free email list, right? You got thousands of people on it. Why not put it on there? Because I'm sure, just like me, there's been a handful of people in a period of like 3 years or so saying, I really like this. How can I pay you? Literally.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Not many people do that. But now, can you imagine the people that want to do that but don't tell you? So why not just have a donation thing? So it will devalue it if you put it on your website, I think. But I don't think it will devalue it if you put it on your email newsletter. If you enjoyed this, buy me pizza, coffee, or whatever. So that's something I'm working on. That's something I'm thinking about. So
I think for your type of audience, like the topic you're talking about, I think that's
might
for
work.
sure, because you give away a lot of useful advices, and because you don't have any courses, because for me courses are actually playing kind of a role of donation, because there are people I help for free, a lot of people, like all the time. The 30, like 50, whatever emails I answer each day, like 80% of them are free help to people who never paid me anything.
Right.
And I just help them because I'm kind of part of the community. I just like to help people. But someday, maybe like some of these people will come back, and some of them buy courses, my course or something, even if they don't really need it, because they want to thank me. And I guess there is a difference between the course, which is $50 to $100 for me. I don't go like super expensive, but not super cheap as well. And a coffee, which is like $10, wherever, $5. But for me, it is maybe a little bit different. But for you, because you don't have paid courses, I think donation, I don't know, on the website or email newsletter, for me, it really doesn't really make a lot of difference. But I mean...
Well, the reason why I say not on the website is because the website is geared towards the consulting and the content is
maybe
there. That's why I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
but
maybe
I
under
think
your blog posts, maybe somewhere.
Right, that's what I was thinking. But the reason why I created the circle was actually one of these. This was the reason. The reason was, with Mac Junkie, I had 6,000 clients. I still have 6,000 clients. And the problem is, I get emails. Okay, can you help me with this? How do you do this? What's the key shortcut for this? Just go and watch a video. You can find out. If you just, instead of emailing me, just type that into Google, you'll find out. But you'll get the answer. But you can't say no. You just do it, because I enjoy doing it. I have all the time in the world. It's not a problem. But the way I see it is that you're taking time away from the people who are paying me. And I don't think it's fair on them. That's why I want money. So then I thought, well, how can I do the money thing, right? How can I charge for this? $5, $10, $20. I mean, I don't know. So I went super high with the circle thing, but I'm not going to do it now. And I'm not going to do it. It's not because of the money, but it was more to do with the fact of, I want a place for people to go where they can ask me questions. And then if you want, because this I think is good for you, you see. So if you ask me a question, I'll post it up so other people can see it. So instead of making a video and having it polished and stuff, you just do a screen record very quickly, and that's the answer. And that was the reason. It was mainly to do with, it's not fair on people paying me. I'm consulting and coaching with these people. They're paying me good money. And if I start emailing, 5, 10, 15 people a day, then it's not my mental capacity is going because I've got to think about what I'm doing with these guys. And that was the
Well,
reason.
that's why I have priorities. Like, I mean, you said you asked about my day, so I know what I should do. I mean, every day I wake up and go to my computer. I know exactly the clients or people or just whoever I need to help first. Because like before, I was very quick answering every question, like 1 hour, and I would answer basically. These days, because I prioritize like people who pay me or people even don't pay me, but who are really important to me, I answer them right away. But for free help, which I do as fast as I can, but because I'm really becoming busier and busier every day, sometimes it's like 3 days now, 5 days. And if you want faster like help, I
Response
mean,
time, yeah.
yeah, there are obviously I have actually VIP support package somewhere, but it's for corporate clients. Like for them, it's not an option waiting 3 days, and I just add them as a VIP in my email client or in Hey, in the filter, and I know right away. Then they email me, and I answer like in a few hours. But yeah, I'm trying to prioritize, and if I don't get a lot of emails and I have a lot of time, rarely happens,
They
but
need
if it
to
is
do
the
it.
case, I would answer even to people who just ask for help. If I can answer in 5 minutes on my phone without going to my computer, why not? I would do that. And if I can help somebody out, especially when I see people like, oh, I'm sitting here for 3 hours trying to figure out how to do that. And for me, it's just 10 seconds to tell them, there's the button, click on it, it will work. So it makes my
Yeah, I
day,
mean,
their day as well.
it's a good ethic to have, to be able to, if you can do it in a couple of minutes and it's not taking time away from you, there's no reason why you're not doing it. Because I see a lot of other entrepreneurs and stuff saying, oh, I want money, I want money. It's not about
Yeah.
money. It's about
I mean,
time.
there are sometimes people who really overuse, how do I
Yes,
say that? I mean,
your time.
they overstep my kindness. I think there is a
Yes.
saying like that. So if I
No,
help once and they keep asking, and I help another time and they keep asking even more, and it really takes hours of my work, of my time, and people expect you to continue to provide free help. And sometimes it's getting annoying a little bit for me, but
right.
it's most of the people are very nice when it comes to understanding that we all busy
Yeah,
people.
but with life, there's always the minority that ruins it for
Yeah,
everybody, and
exactly.
this is the thing. So again, having so many clients as you have also, you will always get one or two or a handful of people trying to push their luck, and they're
Yeah,
not doing it maliciously. It's just that they don't understand or realize it,
yeah,
right? So
exactly.
you have to have some sort of a mechanism to say, by the way, here's a link to my, I don't know, VIP thing or support thing, because etc. etc. If the thing is, if they take it wrongly, and I've had this in the past as well, if they take it wrongly, it's like, well, you don't really need them as a client if they're going to be like, you would never
Yeah,
work with
exactly.
them, so why bother? I had one person, wow, this was really horrible. I was doing and he was a good client of mine, right? And so I was doing live in my office down here, workshops about tech minimalism, basically. And people would book them, but not always turn up. And I only had like 6 people, right? So
Mhm.
if only 2 people turned up, like, what's the point of having so annoying. And then I thought, someone gave me the idea, why don't you say to them, it's free, but if you don't turn up, you're going to get an invoice. Okay? And one person messaged, I can't believe you do this and I can't do this. I'm like, dude, just don't come. If you're going to be an asshole in not showing up, why am I the asshole for asking you for $50?
Mhm.
He just went crazy. So there are always those people. There are always
Yeah,
those people.
there
So
there
I
are
don't
just
think, I think you have to worry about the good people and not what the worst case scenario is.
Yeah, yeah,
because the worst case scenario will stop you doing the things that you want to do.
yeah,
Whereas the
exactly.
good case scenario is, well, if the worst case scenario comes in, I didn't want to work with them anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the good people are the reason why I continue to do what I do, because
Right.
over the years there were such annoying people sometimes, which like really like they don't respect me, my time, and they take everything for granted, and they are like rude. And I mean, sometimes people just like that, they without any bad like reason or something, they just like that.
That's just the way they
They
are. Yeah.
were, it's the way they raised, I don't know. And like if you point to them like, okay, like you email me 20 times and you didn't even say hello or thank you once. But when I point that to this person, he will explode, then contact like like post everywhere negative comments like, oh, he's such a bad person, blah blah blah. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Like really? I mean, in the moments like this, I think like, okay, I mean, I really don't want to do that as much. I mean, helping for free, because 10 people will say thank you and helping, offer their help, maybe doing something, but there is one person who will really like get to me sometimes. It's not often, but once per year I have like meltdown when I'm just amazed what kind of people are there sometimes.
Yeah, I had that when I was running Mac Junkie doing the Mac stuff. I had a lot of that. I had a lot of that. However, you know what changed? And we touched on this, putting my
Mhm.
prices up. When I put my prices up, and used to put my prices up every year, 2 years, every year and a half. But you saw some people just say, it's too much, I don't want to. Well, fine. That, honestly, it's fine. But some people like get really angry. It's like, wait, there's 1,000 other people that do what I do. Like, why are you angry with me? If you like what I do, then this little raise shouldn't make any difference, right? But no, they hate it. And they would go down to, I mean, I have thousands of reviews. So they would go to Google and put a review like, oh, he charged me this and he charged me that, but this other shop would have charged me this. Like, why did you come to me? I tell you everything in front,
Yeah, yeah,
There's always those people, but I think you got to keep away from the negatives,
yeah, yeah.
and stick with
The
the
good
positive.
people make it okay, make it worth it, because if you focus on bad, of course it's depressing, but then I can just look at the good people, and the reason why I'm doing that, I mean, when I help somebody, when I give a present to somebody, it makes me happy.
Right.
So that's the kind of the logic behind this helping others, because I can see how, wow, thank you, it was so great, thank you very much. Well, it makes me happy. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe it doesn't make me a lot of money, but at the end of the day, like money will follow.
Exactly. I think we'll leave it there. I think let's leave it on a high note because it's just basically doing what you enjoy and making sure that you're happy with it, and because otherwise there's no point doing it.
Exactly.
That's basically it. Anyway, awesome talking to you. It's the first time I've
Same
spoken with
here.
you, and it feels like we had the same parents or something because I think we're pretty much alike.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thanks
I
again,
can
and I'm
feel.
sure we'll have another conversation soon.
Sure. Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
Awesome. See you later, man. Ciao.
Bye.